So I often spend my time reading occult works and often ancient Hermeticism. And what a lot of people say is that there is some very powerful stories, instructions almost, and analogies in between the lines, if you can read in between the lines. And what we often do in today's world is meditate to get closer to the spiritual world. And so I thought if we can find instructions, passages, or anything in those books that can kind of help us reach that level easier, maybe some secret instructions or something that we don't know. So I spent my time going through a lot of work and piecing together reading in between the lines, piecing together different stories, different instructions to get a compilation of steps. So if you are looking to develop your spirituality and you want a very powerful meditation technique, then this will help you. I've tried it many times and it is incredibly powerful. I've, of course, wrote it in a way, I've just wrote it down here. I wrote it in a way that we can understand it in modern speech because most of these works were not in the English we speak now. Okay, so let's go through this. So the first step, most important step, no movement, no scratching, no shifting. You need to let the body descend into total quiet until every cell begins to pulsate as one being. And that can sometimes take a while, but yeah, that's the first step. Step 2, withdraw from the world's endless motion. Let all things unfold as they will, untouched by your attention. Step 3, turn away from sound, turn away from sight, and quiet the mind. Step beyond the boundaries of form itself. Awaken yourself as a being of light and energy. So this is your light energy body. Step 4. Release all your thoughts, your desires, and your fears. Very important. Release the image of yourself. There is no you. Only awareness watching its own reflection. Next step. Behold yourself as radiant light and infinite love. Feel your essence flowing outwardly, merging with the trees, the stones, the wind, and all living beings. All are one pulse, the cosmic heartbeat. Next step. Rise above your form. Let your light accelerate. Spread through all that is seen and unseen. Cross the galaxies, drift along the cosmic web, and expand until you touch every electron and atom that has ever existed or will ever exist. Next stage. When you reach the furthest edges of being, continue. Move beyond space, beyond time, beyond all boundaries. There you will find only light remains, pure and unending. From that boundless light, open the heart of your will. Ask for the knowing, the truth of the all. Offer the thought into the light and let the thought dissolve completely as if light and thought are one. The final stage. Rest into the stillness. Await what comes, symbols, words, and feelings. Insight is spoken only into the mind that has ceased to seek. So this may seem a bit odd, especially in our current awareness. It's an approach that we can do with our own consciousness, and consciousness, our feelings, especially emotions, love being very powerful. I've often found that with this exercise and similar exercises, that emotion is key. It's almost like you're in a car, your consciousness is a car, but the emotions are your gasoline to move to the different layers. Now, what I would say is a few extra parts. And that is that when you do this meditation, sometimes it takes a while. It's not as easy. I did try and make it sound a little bit easy to understand, but I also had to try and keep some of the meanings in. So I apologize if it sounds a bit odd. But it's something that when you try and expand your awareness, some things cannot really be spoken. It has to be experienced. And that's why it's very difficult for me to communicate what was said in those books, because even those were, they wrote it in code. It was codified. So that was a problem. But anyway, so you have to kind of experience it and see and then try what works for you. But it's about expanding your mind, using your consciousness and understanding that you are very free compared to what we may think in this physical body right now. And also as well, if you are somebody who you've tried this and you get silence or you get static, you get confusion, you don't know what the message is meant to say. There's a few ways to look at this, and I found this very recently, and it's a very useful way to look at it. So the first way is that it may not be the right time for you. There may be something when you're meditating or some message or whatever that's it's not the right time for you to know it, or perhaps there's something you need to know before it. Is that sometimes, and I find this to be true many times, is that I've already received the information, and so I'm asking for help and guidance on something to see a decision or to see a choice. And the meditation experience is just complete silence, and that could be quite disheartening. You feel like you're disconnected, but in actual fact, you may have already been given the information, and it's not your time to ask for more, but it's your time to remember what you was given, to try and find out what the message is.